The morning rush had already filled the lobby of a small-town bank in Texas when something unusual caught everyone's attention. Customers stood in line, tellers counted cash behind the counter, and the smell of fresh coffee drifted through the building. Then the front door slowly opened, and a little boy walked in completely alone. He couldn't have been older than 7. In both arms, he carried a huge glass jar packed with coins. The jar was almost too heavy for him to hold. Every step across the polished floor looked difficult. People smiled at first, thinking it was cute. But branch manager Carla Reeves didn't smile. Something felt wrong. Carla watched carefully as the boy stood on his tiptoes and lifted the jar onto the counter with shaking hands. "Excuse me, ma'am," he said politely. "I need to put this money into my grandpa's account." Carla knelt beside him gently. "What's your name, sweetheart?" "I'm Carter," he answered quickly. "And this money is for my grandpa. It's really important." The nervousness in his eyes made Carla uneasy. "Out!" The child kept glancing toward the front windows. She carried the jar into her office and invited Ethan to sit down. When she checked the account records for his grandfather, Robert Carter, her heart sank. The elderly man had fallen behind on mortgage payments, and foreclosure warnings covered the screen. Meanwhile, the coin machine rattled loudly as the jar emptied. The total climbed higher and higher. "How did you save all this?" Carla asked softly. "Every time Grandpa gave me money for toys or ice cream, I saved it instead. I sold old toys too. I just wanted to help him." Then the little boy leaned closer and whispered words she would never forget, "'Cause bad men are coming tonight." Ethan explained that his grandfather had borrowed money after getting sick and drowning in medical bills. The men who loaned him money had started making terrifying threats. Ethan overheard them promising to burn their house down. He'd waited until his grandfather fell asleep before sneaking out with the jar and riding his bike to the bank alone. Carla noticed a dark truck slowly circling the building. Minutes later, security confirmed something even worse. Carla quietly called the police while comforting Ethan, who sat clutching the empty jar with frightened eyes. While checking the remaining coins, Carla discovered one unusually heavy silver dollar. Hidden inside was a tiny roll of microfilm containing evidence of illegal loans and criminal activity. The two men approached Carla's office pretending to act friendly, but their cold eyes never left Ethan. Even with fear pounding in her chest, Carla stepped in front of Ethan protectively. "You're not touching this boy," she said. Police sirens grew louder outside. One of the men suddenly grabbed Carla's arm. Coins crashed across the floor as the jar shattered during the struggle. But Carla refused to surrender the evidence. Then the front doors burst open. "Police, drop your weapons." Red and blue lights flooded the bank as officers rushed inside. Within seconds, the criminals were arrested. Ethan's grandfather arrived, terrified. When he saw his grandson safe, he fell to his knees and hugged the little boy tightly. Thanks to the hidden evidence and Ethan's courage, police were able to shut down the entire criminal operation. The bank stepped in to help. Late fees were removed, foreclosure was stopped, and a special community fund was created. 1 week later, Ethan returned to the bank holding his grandfather's hand. This time, he looked happy and safe. "You saved us," he said softly. The entire bank erupted into applause for the brave little boy. Carla revealed a brand new savings account opened in Ethan's name with $5,000 donated by the community. Ethan smiled proudly and dropped his lucky coin into the account as the very first deposit. For years afterward, the people remembered the day a little boy walked into a bank carrying a heart full of bravery.